Hello everybody and welcome back to Sunshine Islands. It is now the final day of winter. So we will be going into year 2 very quickly. And unfortunately today, because this is a late festival, there's not really a lot for us to do because we're not able to socialize with anybody. It's just a nice quiet day. And it's mostly just going to be me killing time because I don't really have a lot to talk about. I kind of covered everything that I wanted to cover, and I do have a couple of additional things to do, of course, but I can't do them just because it's a holiday and there's nobody around. This would be a wonderful day to trigger one of our yellow heart events, but of course we can't do that because it's a festival day. But we will have plenty of opportunity to catch up on things and to talk about anything else that I may have missed, just because we certainly will not be done this game in year 2. I can tell you that much. And I've been thinking of kind of when I want to end the game. And I'm hoping that we can be done by year 5. I think that would sort of give us plenty of time to do everything and see everything. I think it would, as long as I play my cards right, I think that would also certainly give me enough time to... Horse, stop moving! To finish the game's story. Get all the sunstones, raise all the islands, get married, have a kid, all that stuff. So I figured we'd just take care of the animals to kill a little bit of time here. Hopefully our barn animals will be grown up. Probably... Oh, actually... The sheep has grown up. Well, that's weird. I guess the sheep doesn't need as long as the cow does. Okay, well, I was just about to say I really hope we get some full-grown animals soon in the beginning of spring, but look at that, we actually have the fully grown sheep by the end of winter, which is great. I wasn't prepared for that. I thought it was going to be a little bit longer, so that means that I do not have a clipper to shear it, but I'll have to go and get my hands on some clippers. I'll have to go and buy myself a milker, because I'm sure the cow will grow up soon. And we can also start looking into other things like adding feed bins for more animals. We can start thinking about maybe expanding upon those buildings. I don't really have a ton of lumber currently. And hopefully going into year 2, we're going to be able to participate in and also win some more festivals. I'm actually feeling fairly confident that we will be able to win the horse festival, because my horse has been doing some really good times in the practice that I've been doing, despite the fact that it only has 4 hearts. We're still missing a pet, and hopefully we'll be able to get that pet starting in year 2. We still have to work on our pig's friendship as well. Like I said, lots and lots of things to do. Big laundry list worth of stuff to do. But now that we have a couple of wonderfuls on our side, we have some experience, we have a little bit more money. It opens the world up a little bit more to be able to help us achieve those goals. Nothing is open today and I'm feeling fairly hungry, but we do get to eat at this festival, so I'm kind of hoping that it'll refill my fullness, although I can't confirm that. I guess we'll see. And really, I got nothing to do, so I might as well fish. I know I just fished a couple videos ago, but yeah, there's nobody to talk to. I don't have to take care of any crops at the end of the year here because I wasn't growing anything. There's not really a lot of preparation that I can do for springtime that I didn't already do. All the stores are closed. And yeah, we're waiting until 6 p.m. for this festival, so we got a little while to go yet. And of course now my luck is gonna be that I'm just going to catch boots and garbage and also nothing. I did some fishing last night actually. When I ended the video I had a full stamina and I really had nothing to do, so I did a little bit of fishing. I can probably sell my eggs as well. I've got a collection of branches there in my inventory. I can start spreading those out and chopping those for some more lumber. And I want to look at our assets and our view totals, of course, but because we're going to be in the menu and the timer is going to be paused, that doesn't really help us. The other thing I could do is just kind of fast forward by cutting out the waiting using video editing magic. And then that way this video doesn't just go on forever of me trying to fill time. Now luckily, because it's a beautiful sunny day, I am able to fish a little bit more efficiently, not wasting as much of my energy. And surprisingly, I'm actually having fairly decent luck. I seem to be getting bites pretty consistently here. Of course, it's mostly garbage. I hope this isn't coming from our villagers, because I'd be very, very disappointed if they're just throwing all their old cans and their old boots into the ocean, because that's not very responsible. Alright, I've had enough. I can only fish for so long. I'm gonna go throw a lot of that stuff in the shipping bin, and then I'll talk about our assets while we still have a little bit of time. And I have a couple of fish in my inventory. I can probably afford to ship some of those. I don't need them all for Lana, especially because her hearts are coming along rather nicely. She just hit an orange heart yesterday. Alright. So, as for assets, you can see we currently sit at 8 sunstones. We need 10 to raise our final island over at Meadow Island, and hopefully we will be getting those last 2 sunstones from Chen soon. We currently have just over $11,000 to bring us into spring to spend on whatever it is we want to spend money on. We have 39 pieces of lumber in our bin, and I have some in my inventory as well. And you can see here that throughout the year we've managed to generate a lot of different items in all of our different categories. So we've managed to catch a few different kinds of fish. We've almost picked up every single type of mushroom. We've found lots of the items available in the mines. We won all 3 of our crop festivals. We placed second in our mining festival, and then other than that, unfortunately, we didn't do so hot in our first year. But I am hoping that that is going to change this year. We have the capability to compete in a lot of the festivals, and I think we will also be doing much, much better. Hopefully we'll get ourselves some more wins. You can see in winter here, I spent far more money than I did in any other season. I spent a great deal of money. I did a lot of upgrading this season. We bought the barn, I bought lots of tools, I bought all those seeds yesterday for springtime. So yeah, spent a lot of money, but I also made a lot of money in the wintertime, as you can see, and most of that is due to mining. I took the time to go down into the mines and to bring back lots and lots of gems to sell. That was my main source of income for wintertime. And hopefully now that we have better tools and more stamina and things like that, we will be able to make more profit on things like crops. And I'll have to do things like squeeze mining in, somewhere as well, just to kind of float a little bit of income when I'm feeling poor. But I think going into spring, we do have a little bit of money to work with, and I'm not too worried about it. But those are some pretty impressive numbers. We came out on top, except for in wintertime, where we definitely were in a bit of a deficit. But otherwise, we actually didn't do too bad with our finances, and we got a lot done in our first year. Lots and lots of upgrades, and I'm very happy with our progress, personally, myself. At the end of the year, we've come out with 2 chickens, we have a cow, we have a sheep, our horse and our dog both have 4 hearts. The pig we're still working on. We gotta be patient and wait for it to have a couple more hearts to get the sunstone from it. And then of course we also raised the wild animal island, and we haven't really made a lot of headway on befriending these animals, but that will come in due time. We got our fair few share of recipes started, and I admit that I've been a little slow on this. I probably have a couple of items I could be giving to both the cafe and the diner to get recipes faster. And I'm gonna need to do that in order to get some sunstones and also to unlock some recipes that are a little easier and more available for me to cook. But you can see here that we do have at least one thing in every single category, which is great. So we're off to a bit of a start here, and I just have to make a little bit more of an effort, I think, to remember to bring them items so that these recipe pages aren't looking as barren and as sad. We managed to get ourselves a lot of different mushrooms while it lasted. We will be able to pick up more mushrooms again as springtime rolls around. And there are a lot of fish. As you can see, there are 143 different types of fish in this game, and I've only caught 25 types. So yeah, still not a huge fan of fishing, but I think I've done okay. Obviously, I've caught a lot for Lana, and I've started to ship them as well for our sunstone. Going into year 2, we're gonna have to make sure we get our summer crop sunstone. We just barely missed it last year for shipping 100 of crops in the summer season, but we did manage to get the spring crop sunstone as well as the fall sunstone, which is great. We have a lot of crops here that are missing, but we should have more crops available to us starting in year 2 because our crop points have been increased. You can see here even just in the wintertime itself, I was pretty busy with mining. I managed to ship and mine a lot in the very short period of time that I really focused on mining, which was great. And like I said, this is where the majority of my money had come from in this season. We are now up to 37 fish that have been shipped, so we are inching our way slowly but surely towards the 100 that we need for our sunstone, which is great. Already in the time that we've had the chickens, I've managed to ship almost 50 eggs, which is pretty good considering the fact that I've also put a lot of eggs aside for cooking and the like. If we go into our friendships, I'm just going to quickly scroll through this here. You can see that we have made an impression on pretty much every villager, no matter how small or how large. Obviously, the bachelorettes we've been doing very, very well with. And even with Lily, who came in pretty late into the game and who we've been struggling to get gifts for, you know, she is getting there. We just have to kind of be patient. We should have a few of the girls at a red heart and ready for marriage very, very soon. And even the villagers that we talk to but don't, you know, give gifts to on a regular basis, we've even managed to have a heart with them just by making ourselves present in their lives and speaking with them. And for harvest sprites, I think we've managed to unlock 1 or 2. So we didn't really get terribly far with them, but we have managed to utilize their services, and they have been helpful. I will admit, there's been a couple times when they have actually been quite helpful. The furthest floor that I've gotten to in the mine is 38, which is pretty good. Managed to get ourselves some orichalcum for accessories. We have some adamantite for when we're able to have maker machines, which hopefully is something we'll be able to do in year 2. And we have our first house upgrade. We managed to buy the fridge this year, the cabinet, we bought the beauty box, and we bought the kitchen. So, whew, okay, that was a lot to process and a lot to go through, but yeah, like I said, I'm very, very happy with what we've done and how far we've come. I'm gonna go wait by the ferry, and I guess what I'll do is I'll kind of just cut to when the festival comes up. I'll just kind of wait it out, and then we will go over to Meadow Island at 6 p.m. and end this video and this year off. Alright, it's now 7 p.m. So let's go on over to Meadow Island and let's end this year. Celebrate with the villagers and go into year 2. So you can see it's a bit of a feast here. We have quite a few of the villagers here today just to kind of end things off. Even Shay came, which is really, really nice to see. He's being included. Ooh, and look at that. Sabrina has a yellow heart. Oh my goodness. We are going to have so many of them ready to marry so quickly. Poor Lily. We'll get there. You're at a purple heart, but we will get there. And Shen actually runs this festival, which is nice to see. He's provided all of the food for this festival. It looks delicious. Nice steaming bowl of, I guess, soup or noodles or whatever it is on a nice cold day. It looks like noodles, I guess is what Denny is saying. New Year's Eve noodles taste best when we all eat them together like this. You have to eat all the noodles or else you'll have bad luck. I always like all of the different sorts of customs and festivals and things like that that they have in these games, because a lot of them are varied and, you know, they're not always the same, and it's just kind of neat to see what sort of traditions they include in each game. Alright, so because I already did quite a bit of fishing earlier, I'm not going to bother fishing at this festival like I normally would. I'm just going to talk to Chen and end things off here. So once you've talked to everybody and you're ready to eat your delicious bowl of noodles, you just dig right in. Thank you for your hard work this year, everyone. Please help yourself to the food. Here you go, this buckwheat flour is for you. You can try making soba at home. What a great way to end the year. So there you have it. That is a very, very brief festival. Nothing really too fancy or exciting. No opportunity to win Wonderfuls or anything like that. But it does not really look like it filled our fullness all the way up from what I could tell. I think maybe a little bit, but we didn't have a chance to eat yesterday, so I do know it wasn't completely filled when we went to the festival. And he will also give you a couple of bags of buckwheat flour. Now, this is actually a really good thing because you can use this to cook with. You can give it to the cafe and the diner to learn some recipes, or you can sell it. Normally you have to buy this from Chen, or you have to make it yourself, and you may not have the opportunity or the ingredients to make it yourself, and if you want to buy it, it is quite expensive. So you have a couple of different options as to what you want to do with that, but I would recommend weighing out your options before you kind of just willy-nilly go and sell it. So I'm going to put them in my fridge for now and kind of weigh out what I want to do with that. You'll go home to your house and then you'll sort of automatically enter into year 2. So that's it for me. I better stop the video before I get too carried away here. But the first day of spring is also a festival, as you can see on the map. So we won't be doing too much today, but I am going to stop it here. And then we will get right into spring in the next video. So thank you all so very much for all your support on this project so far. I hope that our first year was eventful and fruitful and exciting, and you will be here to join me in year 2. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.